Oh my god, what in the fuck is happening? Hold on. What the hell? Hey guys, welcome in. It's Kumi here. I hope you're all doing well. Today we are back for more Sparks of Tomorrow. This is episode 4 entitled The Steadfast Girl, which is kind of cool actually because episode 1 was the Electric Boy and now we have the Steadfast Girl. I'm assuming this one is going to be probably pretty Inako focused, so I'm looking forward to that. As I've mentioned before, I am really enjoying this anime. I think it is just so cool, so unique. It has a lot of personality. I love the different art styles. I cannot wait to see where it's going to go from here. As always, just a quick reminder before we get into it, I do have Patreon. For just $5, you can get early access to the full uncut versions of all of my reactions, as well as some other perks. And it does also go a long way in terms of supporting me as a creator. So if you're curious, go ahead and check out the link down below in the video description. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop on into episode 4 of Sparks of Tomorrow. Oh, this is Inako's mom, right? Give it a sniff. Ah. The same smell as last year, but a little more sweet and sour. Aww. A good master brewer. Oh, dang. Pray to the deities. Oh. I mean, this explains, I guess, why she could smell. Like, that smell is probably such a core memory for her, so that explains why she was able to smell it on Kihachi's notebook. And this whole bit as well about, like, praying to the deities also gives a lot of context for episode 1, because that's how we saw her, was praying. Make your heart glow like the oh, and guess what? We've got an electric moon now. Oh. So it seems like her mom was sick. I think she does. Yeah. Aww. Aw, I love her sister. Her sister is so freaking awesome. Yo. Well, can you, like, piss off, man? Ugh, Duda. Her father is pissing me off, man. Naeko, that was her mother's name. Aww. Ooh. And we get new illustrations for the OP. I think that's so cool how they do that. Her mom was running the show, man. Wow, her father looks so much happier too. Dang, and she's still looking back to the past. Wow. Oh, that's so cool. I love how they do like different visuals for the OP in each episode. And oh, yeah. The age of electricity. God, that's so cool. This is Seiroku's dream, and it belongs to me. That's how he sees it, Lamau. Oh my gosh. He is having a meltdown over this. He just throws that on top of his head. My poor guy. So that he could write this. I know, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Feels like it's within reach now, doesn't it? Aww. She's like, take it, damn it. Aww. He's like, yeah, I guess. Fine. Bro. Can you stop just showing up like this? There is no quote-unquote real one. Oh! Oh! Wait, what on earth? Huh? The exits that- wait, yo, we have bodyguards now? Ex-military, yo, let's go. Did Kengo hire these guys? What? The poor woman, oh my gosh, bro. My bad. That poor man. So I found them some nice W Kengo. Yeah, dude, that was such a nice shot last episode. Yeah, he sure did see the full moon, but that was such a nice shot last episode where you saw Kengo pedaling and he looks up and his face like slowly becomes illuminated and there's this look of just like pure awe on his face. Like I knew in that moment that we had one Kengo over and now we have freaking bodyguards. Like, let's go. Yeah, that moment. He'll come around eventually. I feel like he'll come around eventually. Oh, Nishijin weaving. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, he got kind of spun around there. He's probably very dizzy. A shameful matter. Huh. Okay. I see. Oh! Oh! Oh no! Oh! Bruv! Oh my god, I can't with this man. Fam. Oh my god, dude, we just cannot catch a break. Yeah, we did, dude. Yeah. Oh. Her face, bro. Yeah, tell him, bro. His face is so, dude, I love the faces that they make sometimes on these characters. They're so freaking funny. Like Inako's face there, dude. Like I said, this anime has so much personality. I mean, I guess we could give that a whirl. The real catalog. Advanced electricity. Yes. Oh! What? Are you good? Okay. Oh. Electric hot spring. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't know about this one. This one, I'm... Maybe it's a 3, not an 8. Yeah, I mean, if we, yeah, we don't want to do that to her. She's gonna be like going to meet the proprietor if we put her in that thing. Yeah, she probably thinks of her mother. Her mom seemed really awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone seems so happy. From soot. Oh. I feel like that, I was kind of wondering if her mother's illness, like, might have been somehow linked to her being like the brewmaster or the master brewer. I thought maybe it was like an overwork thing, but I feel like it kind of makes sense now why Inako's father like doesn't want Inako to go that route, because he probably feels like that's what killed his wife. And I mean, we saw in the OP, like they all looked so much happier when her name was Naeko, when Naeko was alive. And I'm sure that loss like hit Inako's father just as hard as it hit Inako and her sister. And even though like he's pissing me off in this episode. Obviously, people are complex, and I think, like, he probably loves Inako very much and just simply wants the best for her, and there's probably also an element of, like, not wanting his wife's efforts to go to waste, right? Because the whole reason he's marrying Inako off is to, like, pay off the debt so that the brewery, like, doesn't get taken, right? I can't remember exactly. I'll have to go back and, like, double check, but if I remember correctly, at least, it was to, like, keep the brewery safe, you know? So I feel like there's probably a lot of conflicting feelings there, and he might also feel like Inako would be better off, like, not following in her mother's footsteps, maybe. But anyways, okay. Continuing. And I'm sure Kihachi wanted to talk to Seiroku about a lot of things. You got this, Kihachi. Yeah, maybe we can do something for her. I don't know if the electric bath is the thing, but okay. I can't, but I can. I can do it in a way. Okay. My girl is not listening. She is tuned out, which, fair enough. I probably would not have any idea what he's saying either. And it's kind of an interesting, like, sort of a parallel to Inako in some ways, because not only do they share the element of loss in common, but I think, like, Inako, when we first saw her, was also praying, right? And then right now we just see this woman and she's just, like, repeatedly praying and praying and praying. Sound vibrations into electricity. Ooh. Aww. Yep, and she's still praying. And they're both trying in their own ways. But she's the steadfast girl. She ain't giving up. Oh! Oh! Aha! Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Let's go. Ooh. Ooh. I'm so excited. Yup, she sure is. The one I lost. She can empathize with her. Yeah. She herself probably has a lot of regrets. Yup. Exactly. Yup. It's like, obviously it's completely reasonable to mourn the dead, but Inako's kind of like, don't forget about the people who are alive right now, you know, because they might have regrets if they don't get to spend time with you before you die, just like Inako has regrets about maybe not being able to talk to her mother about certain things, or spend more time with her mother, or learn certain things from her mother, and etc. Yep, that is true. She is pretty tenacious. You'll have to come see. Well, not quite exactly, but... Oh, careful. Yeah, she seems like she hasn't, like, left that room. She's probably just been sitting there the whole time praying. She's like, let's go! Send it! Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay, yo, I'm so Nako's just like, oh my gosh. I love all the little details happening in the background sometimes. Okay, let's see how this works. Oh. Dang. I can't do it alone. Yeah. Yeah, she sure did wear herself out. Looks like it. Oh, dang. Oh, it's Kihachi. Seeing or thinking about, huh? More thoughts of the future. Oh, interesting. Yep, you don't want to have regrets about not trying or not continuing. Oh, she saw her mom in her. I guess that was kind of just like the closure that she needed. Although it's not like legitimately that, but... Uh-huh. Even from far away. It's kind of like a telephone. Yeah, sorry girl, it doesn't quite... Yeah, you were kind of off in La La Land while he was explaining that. The amazing thing is, oh god, is he's about to pop off about some electricity stuff. Oh. Yosuke taking a dramatic bath, because of course he is. Oh my god, Yosuke is just, oh my gosh, he's so dramatic. He does, yes. Oh, I'm so curious about this because we saw this in one of the OPs. This is the same setting as one of the OPs where we see Yosuke, like, his old Yosuke, I guess. You can call him OG Yosuke, like, crumple to the ground, his hair turns white, he reaches out his gloved hands, and then current Yosuke, like, grabs one of the hands. And it makes me wonder, like, is that something that he actually has down here? Because it was, like, on some sort of, like, metal thing, the glove, and he pulled it off of, like, some sort of, like, metal hand. And now I'm really curious, does he actually have that down here? And does it have something to do with Seiroku? Really interested in that aspect of it. Oh my god, what is that shot? Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, yep. Is that Seiroku's literal hand? I think it is. Oh my god, what in the fuck is happening? Hold on. What the hell? Oh my god. We'll chase our dreams together again. Dude, what did he do to his body? Oh my... Okay, I mean, like I said, I thought the hand, like, might have been Seiroku's actual hand, but I didn't know we had, like, his whole fucking body. What the hell was that? Dude, okay, wow, that was really unsettling at the end there. Okay, wow, yeah, like I said, I had been kind of wondering if that was, like, Seiroku's legit hand. I wasn't expecting a whole fucking body, but I'd been wondering if that might be his hand, just because we see him, like I said, I'll go back to the scene, but we see him, like, take the glove off, and we see him, like, put it sort of, like, in his jacket or, like, vest pocket on the left side, like, over his heart. So I figured, like, maybe that glove had something to do with Seiroku, but oh my god, like, what is that horror that he has, like, down in the basement, dude? Holy. Yeah, let's start there. I'm just gonna go back to the episode that I'm thinking of really quickly. Yeah, so it's this one. It's this right here, where we see Yosuke, like, fall to the ground. Hair turns white. his gloved hand reaches out. And then we see this gloved hand. And he grabs this gloved hand, takes the gloves off, and he puts it, like, again, over his heart. So I'm guessing maybe this was, like, Seiroku's glove from when he was at war, maybe? Or maybe this is Yosuke's glove and he just, like, put it on Seiroku. But yeah, from right there, I was wondering if that had something to do with Seiroku, and I was kind of wondering if this was, like, possibly his, like, legit arm, or like mechanically created version of his arm or something. But that's crazy. Wow. Okay. What a like dark twist. Okay. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. I cannot wait to, like, explore more of Yosuke's feelings towards Seiroku. It seems like he was very much, like, obsessed with Seiroku. Just like a very unhealthy obsession. And I'm really interested to see how that develops. And I'm very curious, like, how did Yosuke come to have Seiroku's body, you know? Unless that's just, like, some sort of, like, replica of Seiroku, but it seemed like that was his legit body somehow. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if that's his actual body and Yosuke was somehow able to find a way to keep it from decaying, or if that's, like, some sort of weird replica, or I don't know. But that's crazy. Anyways, as for the episode itself, I really liked this opening scene where we kind of just get a bit more context in terms of Inako and her mother and what their relationship was like. It's also just kind of nice to see Inako's mother, because I feel like she's such a central part of Inako's life and who Inako is now, and obviously she misses her so deeply, and I feel like this also gives us a lot of context as to why Inako was, like, praying in the beginning, you know? And I think also just sort of, like, this concept of believing that her character centers around, you know? I feel like a lot of prayer is also belief, you know? Believing in something, believing in the deities. So I feel like so much of who she is now is definitely shaped by her mother, and she definitely does want to follow in her mother's footsteps in terms of, like, becoming the brewmaster or the master brewmaker or whatever they said it was. But yeah, she said right here, like, devote yourself. A faithful heart is important, you know, and guess who has a very faithful heart, who is good at believing in things? Inako. Devote yourself to it. Work hard. And lastly, trust in the deities as you pray. So yeah, so much of who Inako is now was heavily shaped and influenced by her mother. And even this little tidbit as well about the smell. Yep, give it a sniff. I'm sure this is probably something they did very often, because Inako herself, I think, says, like, oh, it smells the same smell as last year. And again, that smell is probably such a core memory for her, you know? I feel like scent is really interesting, because I feel like scent is something that can evoke a lot of memories and emotions, and it's something we don't always, like, think about so often. But I really like this little tidbit because it explains a lot about, you know, again, last episode where she was able to smell that scent on the electrical catalog. It's like, of course she can smell it. This is like a key part of her childhood. And then this scene was also really fascinating. Like, yeah, she does want to be the master brewer. I'm sure you can. And her sister's so sweet. I love how encouraging her sister is. But I also feel like her father, again, it's probably really complicated. I'm sure he has a lot of complicated feelings about all of this. Not that I'm, like, justifying him being kind of an asshole, but I think he probably has a lot of complicated feelings. What good will that do? Like, I think in his mind, it's like, it's not gonna bring her back. Like, what's the point? You already have a fiance. You're not gonna become this, like, master brewer. Your path is already decided. But again, I think that, like, part of that probably has to do with the way that Naoko died. Like, he doesn't want Inako to follow in her footsteps, because those footsteps are what led Naoko to her death, it sounds like. Like, I'm assuming that because Inako said it was, like, related to soot, I'm assuming that is, like, because of the job that she was doing, right? Or was it just, like, the air in the area? I thought, I for some reason, like, in my mind when I heard that, I thought, oh, like, maybe the place where she worked had a lot of soot, but I guess it could just be, like, the air in general. If only you were here, yeah. And then this whole sequence was also, I really enjoyed this, you know, because it, once again, it just really shows how different things were when Naoko was alive. It kind of feels like Naoko was sort of like the glue that held the family together, you know? And like he was so much happier when Naoko was alive too. Like it seems as though his passing, or her passing rather, has really hit him hard too. And I think this episode also kind of relates to him in a way, you know, like this whole concept of not wanting to have regrets and sort of like not being able to let go of a lost loved one and sort of like staying in that state of grief and mourning. I feel like that applies a lot to him as well, because it kind of feels like he has not moved on from this either, because it's like, look at how different he was when Inako was younger and Naoko was still alive, you know? Like, everyone seemed like they were so happy. And he was like, look at everyone around her was also, like, she just had such a bright influence on, it seems like, everyone around her. Like, yeah, look at how happy so many people were when she was still alive. And I also really love this visual because you can actually see like this shadow sort of extending outwards. So it almost feels like the shadow of the past like still looms so heavily at present. Like if you see right here, it's like a shadow that extends out to the present. And again, like the contrast, it's such a stark contrast between here and here. And I like this visual too, where like Inako is slowly growing further and further apart from the two of them. I mean, even though her sister is like very sweet and supportive, Inako like doesn't seem to want to follow like the path that's been set out before her. And I think very much still misses the past. And I mean, like she said, she has regrets too. So I also really like this visual of her looking back towards the past, you know? I think that's really cool. I just gotta say, I love the fact that we have freaking bodyguards now. Like, that's so funny. That's just like, just like yank him through that. His face is so funny. Yeah, dude. And I love how they both just like stand back to back with their arms crossed. Like, dude, we got some badass freaking bodyguards, yo. Let's go. Ex-military, thank you, Kengo. Like, oh my god, that's so funny. And I also liked this interaction because, yeah, I feel like Kengo is on board now, you know? I feel like he saw that glimmer of hope and excitement and passion that he was sort of able to see in Seiroku, you know? Like, I feel like in that moment when Kengo was pedaling for the electric moon, I feel like he like sort of re-experienced that feeling that he probably had like way back in episode 1 when we first see like Seiroku setting up all the lights and then Kengo's pedaling to turn them on. I feel like he kind of had that same experience with the electric moon. So I feel like we've won Kengo over. Like, he's on board now. You saw the full moon, didn't you? Yeah. Like, I think it made Kengo believe. Like, yeah, I love that visual. I love this visual of him so much, you know? Oh, that's such a cool visual, but he's like, at least give it a chance, but Yosuke just cannot accept that, and I cannot wait to explore his feelings more because, like I said, it seems like obsession. I don't know if he was, like, in love with Seiroku, or if he was just, like, really obsessed with the vision that Seiroku had for the world, or if he, like, saw Seiroku as like, an older brother figure as well, you know? I'm not exactly sure, like, what emotion has led to his obsession with Seiroku, but it's clear that he's, like, very obsessed, and I'm super curious to unpack that. Also, Inako's face here just kills me. Like, this is so funny. Look at her face, man. Oh my god. I love how much personality the characters have. Like, it's just so funny. I feel like, I mean, we do see, like, silly faces in anime sometimes. Like, it's definitely something that we see, but I feel like I don't remember any anime recently that have had faces as ridiculous as some of the ones that I've seen in this anime, and I just really love it. It just makes the show feel that much more personable, and it cracks me up, and I just love it. I appreciate it so much. I do feel like Yosuke is kinda sort of maybe-ish coming around to the idea that Kihachi, like, he's still very much in denial, you know? It's still very much in denial, but I feel like it's slowly starting to sink in. But it's probably gonna take a while before he actually accepts the reality of the situation, but I feel like it's slowly getting there, slowly getting there. I also just really appreciate like the visuals of Kihachi like working on these things. You know, I don't like I said, this is not my area of expertise. I think I've mentioned that in previous episodes, so I don't know what all this is. I don't know how all this works, but it's really cool just to see like how much is going on here and how much like testing and trial and error is happening. And I also love how this sort of parallels with what Inako's doing at the moment, you know? Like, Kihachi is also, like, working very hard to try to make this work, and Inako's also working hard in her own way. Like, we see Kihachi, and then we also see, like, Inako every single day, like, coming to see this woman, because I think, you know, Inako, like, very much feels a personal connection to her, because she also understands the pain and the grief of loss. But she won't give up, hence the title, The Steadfast Girl. And bro, this scene of them running down the stairs reminds me of, if you guys have ever seen Spirited Away, when, like, Chihiro, like, first enters the kind of, like, alternate universe spirit realm place, and she's, like, running down the stairs. That's what this reminded me of. So funny, dude. So funny. And then, yeah, it's always so cool to see. I also love how they have like steam here. Like, did they add that in? Is it like a product of this creation, or did they just like add that for dramatic effects? Because that's actually kind of funny if they just like added in steam to like set the tone. But anyways, this is a really cool contraption that Kihachi has created. Now, I do think this is kind of like an interesting moral question though, because it's like she thinks she's talking to her husband, but it's like not actually her husband. And I think it's actually like kind of a fascinating question for us to answer as viewers. Like, is that morally okay, you know, to have her believe that she's talking to her husband even though she's not talking to her husband? Like, is it okay if it helped her move on? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I think overall this experience was good for her and it was positive, and I feel like it gave her the closure that she needed, and it seems like she's now finally going to be able to live her life, you know? She feels like she was able to say to him what she wanted to say to him. And I think Inako's words also kind of helped her, you know, like the whole concept of just not wanting to have regrets and seeing, you know, like the people around her sort of falling apart and like realizing, oh, you know, like I'm not the only one who's hurting. Like, me not being around is hurting the people around me too. I think all of those factors are relevant here, so it's not like this is the only thing that mattered, but obviously like this is also a component of what has helped her move on. And again, it's like we are technically deceiving her, but I think it kind of begs the question, like, are there times where it's okay to deceive somebody? I don't know. I don't know the answer, but it's interesting. And I actually kind of like that this whole thing is not exactly morally black and white, you know? And then, yeah, okay. Let's go to this scene now. So we are deep down in the basement. We're on B2. Like, this is crazy. I still cannot even believe that this, like, oh my god. And also this shot, bro, I cannot, man. I cannot. Why do they insist on reminding us how cheeked up this man is? Only you and I should know the catalog's true secrets. Like, this is so crazy to me. Like, what is happening here? Like, is this some sort of barrel? Is this stuff, like, is this meant to keep his body cold? Like, is this a replica? Is he decomposed? Like, I have so many questions. I have so many, like, this is crazy. I will get my hands on the real catalog. Like, oh my god, dude. I can't. That's crazy. This is so crazy. I promise that we'll chase our dreams together again. Like, dude, I don't even know what to make of this. Part of me is like, I really freaking hope this isn't Seiroku's, like, actual body, but the other part of me is like, it probably is, but I really don't want it to be, because that, like, that just, like, that's so horrible. Like, what has been done to his presumably dead body if this is his actual body? Which, again, I'm thinking it, like, probably is, but I'm thinking it probably is, but I'm hoping that it's not. I'm hoping that it's just like a replica and that Seiroku's like alive out there somewhere. But I feel like there's also a part of me that feels like Yosuke's too obsessed with Seiroku to like accept just a replica. So I'm like, this is probably his legit body, which is, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, and this shot is crazy. It's like literal like POV Seiroku right now, and that's so creepy and weird and crazy, but like in a good way, in like a holy shit, this is insane, I can't wait to find out more kind of way. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see like how Yosuke progresses throughout the story, because I get so hung up on this scene here where ow. Okay. Yeah, I get so hung up on this scene here where we see Yosuke walking towards Seiroku with the spider lilies. It kind of feels like, not Seiroku, it kind of feels like Yosuke's walking towards death, or like can't let go of Seiroku's death, or refuses to walk any other path but the path that leads towards Seiroku. It's really interesting. I really like the visuals that they've chosen for the ED. And I'm really curious to explore Yosuke's character more, because holy shit, man. Like, wow, that's crazy. Again, not what I was expecting. I thought maybe, perhaps, that might have been Seiroku's, like, actual arm/hand, you know? But I was not expecting, like, a full freaking body, or I don't even know if it's a full freaking body. Like, we can't really see. Is it just, like, his arm and his head? Like, is there a whole body there? I don't know. But I guess we'll probably find out at some point, so I am really curious about that. But wow, okay. Crazy episode. Really freaking crazy episode. The ending of this episode is something that is gonna stick with me for the next several days. Like, that's just so insane. But yeah, I liked this episode. I've really enjoyed this series thus far, and I'm definitely looking forward to more. I think my only criticism of this episode would be that I wish there had been like a little bit of moral exploration in terms of like basically lying to this woman, you know? Like I said, I think it's an interesting question for the audience to contemplate, but I wish that the show itself had like touched on this question a little bit. Like, is this morally okay for us to like pretend to be this woman's dead husband? You know, I feel like that's a question that maybe should have been explored a little bit in this episode, but nonetheless, I still really enjoyed it, and I think it's an interesting question for us as viewers to contemplate. But yeah, I think that is all that I had to say about this episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye! Alrighty, and as always, it is time for our legend tier shoutouts. So, shout out to Abel Dark Rider, Savior of Nern, Gabriel Weiss, Ramune Ram, Ryan, Mikhail Mazareth, and Jet Cox. Thank you all so much for being absolute freaking legends. I really do appreciate ya. And on to the rest of the shoutouts.